He woke to the cold emptiness of the bed beside him. Sunlight streamed through the window, a cheerful intrusion on the sudden, chilling silence of the morning. His wife Clara was gone. Her warmth, her scent, the gentle rhythm of her breathing, all replaced by a void. Panic began to prickle at the edges of his consciousness. Then he saw it, a single folded piece of paper on her pillow. His hands trembled as he opened it. The note was short, her familiar elegant script a cruel twist of the knife. "Don't look for me, just remember me." The words were a puzzle, a final cryptic command that made no sense. Remember her? How could he do anything else? The house, once a cozy sanctuary filled with their shared laughter and quiet moments, now felt like a vast, echoing cavern. Every room was a museum of their life together, each object a relic of a time that now felt impossibly distant. He walked into the living room, and a ghost of her laugh seemed to hang in the air. He saw a flash of them dancing clumsily by the fireplace on their first anniversary, her head thrown back in pure joy. In the kitchen, the scent of cinnamon lingered, and he remembered the Sunday mornings they spent making pancakes, flour dusting their clothes as they playfully argued over the recipe. The garden was her pride, and as he looked out the window, he could almost see her tending to her roses, her face serene under the summer sun. These memories, once a source of comfort, now assaulted him, each one a painful reminder of what he had just lost. Drawn by an instinct he couldn't explain, he found himself standing before her closet. The scent of her perfume, a mix of lavender and vanilla, was strongest here. It was a space that was entirely hers. Pushing aside her dresses, a vibrant collection of colors and fabrics that mirrored her personality, his fingers brushed against something hard and unfamiliar. Tucked away in the back corner was a small wooden box locked tight. A wave of dread washed over him. His mind, desperate for answers, jumped to the darkest conclusions. With a heavy heart and a screwdriver from the garage, he pried the lock open. The lid creaked, revealing its contents. It wasn't what he had feared. There were no letters from a secret lover, no evidence of a double life. Instead, he found a stack of medical documents, and beneath them, a leather-bound diary. His hands shook as he opened the diary. Her handwriting, usually so fluid and confident, was shaky and faint in the later entries. He began to read, and the world fell away. The pages held her deepest secret, a truth she had hidden behind her radiant smile and unwavering optimism. A terminal diagnosis, a battle fought in silence. She wrote of her love for him, a love so profound that she couldn't bear the thought of him becoming her caretaker. She didn't want his final memories of her to be of sickness and decay. "He deserves to remember me as I was," she wrote, "full of life, full of love. Leaving is the only way to spare him the slow, agonizing goodbye." She had orchestrated her disappearance not as an act of abandonment, but as a final, desperate act of protection. The diary slipped from his grasp. A guttural sob tore from his chest as he collapsed to the floor, the weight of her sacrifice crushing him. He clutched the book to his heart, the pages filled with her love and her pain. The cryptic note on the pillow finally made sense. "Just remember me." It wasn't a command to forget the present, but a plea to hold on to the past, to the vibrant, beautiful woman she had always been. His tear-filled eyes found their wedding photo on the nightstand. There they were, young, hopeful, with a lifetime of promises ahead. He looked at her smiling face, and through the haze of his grief, he understood. This wasn't a betrayal. This was her final, heartbreaking gift of love.